said you was talking to a dude.
Yeah, man, about the oh shit, that powder. Cause I wanna got some.
Powder?
I wanna got some.
You got some of the powder?
No.
Jail?
Yeah, on Saturday I think.
Uh-huh.
I was asking about the powder, if he had powder. He was like, no, I don't do the powder. So the powder be don't be as potent.
You might be right. That's why I say I like the gel better. I do, but shit, I got this powder. I'm using that shit.
Yeah, right. Let me get some, man. I don't know why you be putting it in something that tastes good. Like, put that shit in some water and drink it down real quick.
I can't do it. Shit. I got no cups. Look in the refrigerator and see if there's a cup in there. You know, cup, bottle or something. Yeah, man.
Go read up, bro. These cups.
Yeah, I'll go get you a cup.
Hey, we get water from your head. You be popping that game. To all of them niggas be lame. Them niggas be lame. Them niggas get popped in the brain. Bang. Them niggas be lame. Them niggas be talking them things. Them niggas is like. Them niggas be bang.
You said, where I get water from where?
Yeah, where you get the water from? Yeah. Hey, what time you say? Which one? You only got 30 minutes, right? Let's just make it one.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel you.
There you go.
So what? What you want me to do? What you want me to do? What? The post office? Alright.
You said, where do I get water from?
Yeah. What you mean? I don't want none of that shit all mixed up in there. I don't want to taste that shit. That's what I was saying. Just get a little water and dump it in there and drink it.
Oh, you don't want no juice?
No, you can drink the juice, man. You got that shit all in it. That's your juice, nigga. You had it anyway.
Fuck, nigga.
What's the problem? You can drink it.
Man, you need the cup.
I don't need it. You sprinkle some of that thing and I'll throw some water in there. Man, I ain't got no water.
Sprinkle something in what?
No little cup.
I mean, you can probably get a little water out of that, man.
Well, just dump some and I'll just.
You're drinking in the juice, man. That juice ain't bad.
I don't want to taste this shit though. I don't know how you do that shit. Cocaine and shit. I don't know.
Man, for that little cup.
That ain't doing nothing though.
Ugh.
I'ma just drink that shit down, nigga.
I don't see how the fuck you do
That's
that.
what I'm saying. It's the same shit about you, nigga. You taste that shit all in that juice.
But it tastes it dilute. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It kills that sour ass taste though. That bitter ass taste. I don't see how you do that shit, boy. That shit is nasty. Ugh. Goddamn.
Dump it down my throat, nigga. It's just like motherfucking Grawl. You don't know nothing about that shit. That's that military shit.
Hell no, I don't know nothing about that.
Just throw that shit down, nigga.
Ugh. Oh God.
Yeah, you don't play too many drinking games and shit.
Hell no.
Throw that shit down, nigga. Don't even worry about it.
I can't do it. Ugh. Yeah. You a motherfucker that country. You country for real. You just turn shit up. Get your sea moss for that immune system. Get your immune system boosted to a higher level so that you don't have to worry about a lot of this. What's going on?
I went to the hospital.
Time to finish what I started. It's a beautiful feeling to know I put my heart in. I'm all in. Picking up the broken pieces. I done had my share of lessons and no life a teacher. This bitch be talking to my soul like it was a preacher. This for them late nights on the road, so turn up your speaker floor, call, turn up the heater. Bet on me, go all in. If I try and I fail, I'ma try it again. I won't stop until I win. Time to finish what I started. It's a beautiful feeling to know I put my heart in. I'm all in. Everything I wanna know, I'm really about to have it to a...
What's going on?
I went to the hospital in Charleston yesterday. MUSC. Man, this game is fucked up, nigga. Oh, we ain't talking about that kind of shit, though.
What game?
This COVID game, nigga. They got people really going along with this shit, nigga. Everybody walking around looking like fucking stormtroopers and shit.
Yeah, I think people are getting tired of that conversation. That conversation is getting monotonous. Even though there's new shit always coming up.
That's the point.
About this whole
niggas just talking about the
COVID
same
thing.
shit.
So I still feel like the conversation is very important because there's always some new shit. But for some reason, I feel like people are getting sick of the conversation too. A lot of people, not everybody. A lot of people are getting fed up with that conversation.
You give a fuck what they fed up with.
Oh, yeah, we definitely gonna stay on it. You know what I'm saying? It's just...
They give a fuck. What the fuck they talking about? Football.
Well, but it just, you know, they try to politicize everything, man. That's why people be getting sick of the certain conversations because motherfuckers trying to politicize and everything, and everybody.
You
don't
talking
nobody want to be. No, not me. I'm just saying I can tell. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
what can you tell?
Sometimes you can just tell by the reactions of people that.
Who reacted?
Nigga, people.
Who?
Damn.
Who,
why
nigga?
the fuck do I have to? Why does it have to be names? It ain't gotta be.
I didn't ask for names.
I ain't dropping no names. Okay.
Who's saying it though? I mean,
People.
Not people, but
Black people.
What are people
white
saying?
people. Huh?
what are people saying?
Oh, here we go again with this COVID.
Who say that?
shit.
You know people say that to you?
Yeah, people. You can hear it. You
What the
can see
conversation
it.
be?
They don't want to talk about this shit, man. Why you acting?
Oh, you talking about like clients and shit?
No, just people. Even on social media, like, people don't.
People ain't real, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what. You just be talking shit.
I don't know. Sometimes you don't say with this fucking social media, you don't know what the fuck is real. You really don't.
So what you want to talk about? Nicki Minaj and shit? Megan Thee Stallion and shit?
No.
Lil Baby and the Baby. The Baby and Lil Baby.
Let's talk about
The Baby and Lil Baby. Which one? The Baby or Lil Baby? Which one?
Intellect of society, human nature. We talked about earlier about damn, I forgot how I said it. How did I say this shit?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Human nature.
What about it? Birds and the bees and shit.
That's part of it. That's human nature. But talk about it from a psychological standpoint.
Oh man, like what?
Yeah.
Meaning what?
Meaning,
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out the word that I had used. I
Are
don't
you
think.
talking about the bootlickers, nigga?
Yeah, bootlickers. You can say bootlickers. It's bootlicking and condoning and the condoning of white supremacy. Is it a real thing?
The condoning of it?
Yeah. Is it a real thing? Bucking for the white establishment. Is it a real thing? Like your boy Tyreek say, buck dancing. Is it
Do
a
you
real
think?
thing?
Do you think if you the only nigga, only black couple that live in a house in a community of white people, big ass nice houses and shit, are you comfortable in that? If you're the one black family, you feel like you made it?
I wouldn't know. I ain't never been in that
Nigga, put your
situation.
shoes in the feet, man.
Okay.
Your feet in the shoes, man. Just
Do I
hypothetically,
feel like I've made it?
your business
Hard to
started booming like out the blue, nigga. Like, damn, I don't know how I'm getting all this business, but I'm getting it. I'm knocking it out. And you start making money you never thought you would make, and you get to live in whatever house you want to live. You picking a house, or you and your wife go, and she pick a house because you ain't picking shit. She go pick a house that she love, and y'all move into the house and become part of that community. How do you feel as far as that whole thing go? You feel like you made it? Do you feel like comfortable among your neighbors?
Damn, man, you asked me a question that I've never been in that situation. So
You been around white people, nigga. What you mean? Ask me, nigga. God damn it, ask me.
yeah, how would you feel?
If I start making money, stupid money, and was able to buy whatever house I wanted, first of all, if I'm making stupid money, I'm gonna get a house by my goddamn self somewhere in the woods. So I guess there's that. But if I'm making moderately good money and I have a budget, but I have a pretty high budget, and I can pick a house, and my only concern is the house itself, not necessarily the neighborhood I'm living in, which is always a fucking. It's always one of the variables. But you only gonna find big nice houses in certain neighborhoods. Ain't gonna be too many of those where your neighbors look like you, or my neighbors look like me. So if that is the case, and I'm there, and I'm situated, and we starting to just live our life from that house, how do I see it? I'm fucking miserable, nigga.
You miserable? Wow.
Hell yeah.
Why would that make you miserable? Well, because you don't see a lot of people that look like you, or is somebody bothering you?
Oh, they're definitely bothering me, even if they don't know it, but they are. See, the whole thing is, they know they bothering me, because they making a point to bother me. Not all of them, but just the whole. I don't do shit comfortably. I'm always fucking like, fuck. These motherfuckers watching. I gotta be careful. That's always in the back of your head. In the back of my head. I've been in nice neighborhoods. Black people that live in nice neighborhoods and saw how they live. And they seem to be comfortable. They don't mention that whole thing for the most part. I don't ask. Or eventually I ask. Like, how your neighbors and shit. Cause I like jokes. I like to laugh and shit. And I like to think that's how I think. So I'm asking from a joke standpoint, how your neighbors? What interactions, have you had with your neighbors thus far? And a nigga gonna act like he gotta think, oh yeah, I guess, that whole thing. You say psychologically, niggas don't want problems.
They don't?
Huh? Them kind of niggas don't want problems. Niggas who do good for themselves and upward mobile and all that shit, they don't want problems.
I mean, who wants problems? Nobody wants problems. Whether you're doing good or bad for yourself. Nobody wants problems unless you're just a drama type person.
Yeah, well, not necessarily drama, but
usually a drama person is the one causing the problem.
And that's the whole thing with it. Like, when you move in that motherfucker, you want to be optimistic, but you know what you're dealing with. Right? That go to understanding white supremacy and shit. Like, are there people at this point that go as a black family into that environment without having that thought? I think these goddamn white people. I know I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one. And if I'm the only one, I don't think it's... No, I'm not the only one, but... it ain't a whole lot to it. If you observe it at all.
Well, I mean...
The fact that we have this conversation now at this point, let us know how far we done failed. Because 30 years ago, none of this shit would have to be explained to each other. Niggas waste their time trying to explain to the other side, like, man, you don't understand what we go through. They do. They get it.
But if you're being, I don't want to use seduced, but if you're being, if you see a lot of hospitality from a certain group, then
I don't even know how to take that.
Wouldn't you gravitate to that? It's just I'm gonna use a child's perspective.
Man, we ain't gotta speak in all these metaphors and shit. Like this real life shit.
Okay, that's one. Okay, well, if you're being shown a lot of quote unquote hospitality from a certain
just say what the fuck you want to say, nigga.
From a certain person, then
person or people
you're gonna draw.
Are we talking about black people and white people?
Yeah.
So you saying if white people are inviting, welcoming, hospitable,
right?
Continue on. What all that old bullshit?
What bullshit?
That other shit, nigga. Say what you was gonna say.
Nigga, I'm saying it the way I'm trying to get it out and explain it the way I want to explain it. That's all I'm doing.
You looking at it
would that not, trying to find the right word. Would that not be a case of why they would gravitate to those people or that person or whoever is showing the hospitality?
Yeah, you would be drawn to it.
Right.
What's your point? So you saying you're supposed to treat people how they treat you?
You were basically saying that how would a person feel if he done made it and be living in a area with a bunch of white people or black men who made it and be living in the area. Right. How would he feel in that area? Yeah. Well, he probably would feel not too bad because hell, what got him there were those people who helped him get there.
White people?
Yeah. Because he probably worked for a white man.
So you saying him making it makes him feel on par with them? Like, we just people. I'm a hard worker, they hard workers, we just people. So is that the right way to look at it? Leave it simple like that?
I mean, I can see why. I can see why.
I can see why what?
I can see why he would be drawn. He or she would be drawn to. Or would gravitate to.
Gravitate to. Okay. These words. All right. Continue. You say gravitate. Simply moving in the neighborhood ain't necessarily gravitating to. It's just that's where it is, so that's where you gotta be. You don't have to be gravitated to the people.
You don't have to be there.
What?
You don't have to be there.
Who's he? What?
They don't have to be there.
Who's they? The white people?
The black people.
No. What I'm saying is you looking for a house. That's what I stated. You specifically looking for the house that you want. That neighborhood, that house is probably in a neighborhood around a bunch of white people, right? Okay. And you said they don't have to be there.
And then you said, well, how would you feel living in that situation?
And you start using the words gravitate and, continue what you was going to say. You would suspect that individual would gravitate to him because they had a part in him becoming who he is.
Right.
Okay, continue on. That's it?
Yeah, that's it. That's
so with that in mind, like the history and shit don't play a part in that? Niggas be playing.
I'm not saying it wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying it wouldn't, but like I said, the psyche of it all is like. That's why I was trying to use the analogy of a child. A child growing up, that child's gonna gravitate to whoever's giving them ice cream, candy, and, you know what I'm saying, showing them love. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's, well, as a child, it's probably 9 times out of 10 is not fake, but as you the older, the love that you're getting, the love. But as you get older, and you know how the mind state of people change, especially when it comes to what we've seen with white people, how they seem to be raised in a racist mind state, and then they start to learn how to manipulate shit.
You know what will make it hard?
It may be a little different from growing as a child.
You know what's hard for me? That's the hard part. It ain't like necessarily I think radically. Everybody else don't think radically no more. Not even radically. Critically. I use the word radically.
Critically.
No, fuck critical. I'm talking about radically. The reason I use that word is because you got niggas who make it, quote unquote, doing good for themselves, which is great. But then they start speaking on shit from a different perspective.
Right, okay. That was my next. Go ahead.
When you get in that bracket, certain bracket, in today's world, you don't necessarily see it until you can't go without seeing. Like, something have to happen, and it gotta be obvious and blatant for it to ring true in your head. Oh man, this shit's still around. Like, they found a way to that whole they made it to where niggas look at it like, I can't necessarily be concerned with the whole thing. I gotta make it to where I don't have to deal with that. So the whole thing don't really get no love. It's like GMO and shit. It's like GMO, nigga. Like, it's like fucking Roundup. Roundup is used to kill everything around it, but make sure that it survives. That's the whole purpose of it. Monsanto shit. Kill everything that lives around this here thing, but I'm resistant to whatever's killing everything else. I live, everything else die. That's where niggas is at. I gotta live. I can't worry about these niggas. So all of them could just die around me As long as I'm in a place where I can goddamn. They created that whole environment. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel you. I feel you. I mean, I'm thinking while you're talking.
So, white people, white supremacy is like an organic garden next to a GMO field. We don't put none of that shit that we put in that shit in this shit. So we gotta make sure the worms and shit is healthy, ladybugs and shit, butterflies and shit flying all around. We gotta make sure the ecosystem is right over here. But over there, GMO, nigga. Don't be using too much either. Put some water in that shit. Stretch that shit out. Cause it's all about getting what we want and fuck everything else around it. But here at home, nigga, you feel what I'm saying?
So are you saying that it's not genuine what they're doing? What's being done?
It's like they the gardener of this whole thing, and they know that your shit is GMO and all fucked up, everything dying around it. But they looking you straight in your eye and treating you just like how they treat the people who they know is organic. Because they know the game. They know you know. I understand what's going on here because I'm kind of doing it. It was explained to me early on. So
who's the GMO?
Like niggas don't own nothing.
GMO? Who in that scenario? Who's the GMO and who's the organic?
Niggas and poor white people and everybody who ain't shit. Particularly us though. The difference in us is like poor white people is like the collateral damage. We the crops. Poor white people is the earthworms and shit. That whole ecosystem thing. Or, just the people that die in the process. Like catching strays and shit.
So let me ask you this, where's the manipulation coming from? Is it coming from the organic or the GMO?
The GMO crops, the ones that actually survive and are the ones just picked, is them niggas that be like, yo, I got it pretty good. I don't know what y'all niggas tripping about. You GMO is a motherfucker. You the goal. All the residual collateral damages. It's not collateral. It's all intended that way.
You're the goal.
Yeah, the goal, the motherfucker that's actually being picked, the watermelon, the seedless watermelon that got plucked, is happy with his situation. Nigga, I'm big and healthy and red and shit, even though it's all fucked up because it's all chemical and shit. I'm pretty and red. I'm the prize, nigga. They pick me and be like, oh man, we gonna sell this one for, this is a good one over here. I could tell, shit got the yellow shit, and I could tell this motherfucker sweet as fuck. And that's the nigga that's like, yo, what is y'all niggas tripping about? Look at me, man. Like,
explain that in the sense.
It ain't the watermelon fault. The watermelon is doing what it think it's supposed to do. It's the motherfucking gardener who planted the whole shit in the first place and know what you are.
Who'd the gardener be?
White supremacy.
Okay.
Or that whole whatever's running the world right now.
So let's explain
Monsanto.
Let's talk about how
that's what it is. It's like,
let's talk about that in the sense of
Bayer is having hell. Bayer done fuck around and bought Monsanto, and Bayer is having hell just moving the fuck on after the transaction. They done bought their ass up. Like the good gonna outweigh the bad, nigga. Fuck it. We gonna go ahead. This motherfucker, they got some shit established. Blah blah. We gonna buy him real quick. And we'll just pay off whatever lawsuits, whatever money they owe. We just gonna go ahead and pay it because we know it's gonna be worth it moving forward. And they having hell dealing with that shit. They paying out billions and billions of dollars trying to just get that shit off the books so they can move on with their whole thing. Say what?
So explain. Let's talk about and explain how that scenario works with using certain black people to control the black community or to keep the black community at bay. But then as you see, it seems like later on that person after they done did they shit, they come back later on, years down the road, and try to come back to the black community like, yes, but you done did all, we're great and this, but then years ago you was just talking shit.
Niggas is dumbed down, man. There ain't no expectation for sense no more, man. Like,
you can't blame. Can you blame the whole white community for that?
the whole white community.
As a whole?
It go back to what's right and wrong, man. What's right and what's wrong. You know, can niggas opt out of wanting to be part of this thing that they got going on? Can you just say, nah, I don't want to be part of it? You can't. If you here, you can't just do your own thing and live like that. You gotta kind of, you know, if we was just Africa and it's just issues, a whole bunch of niggas, you know, Africans, whatever the fuck, and everybody look the same, and y'all have issues and shit, and y'all deal with them. It's, you know, I would think, I ain't never grew up in that type of thing. I grew up in this thing, but I would assume, you know, they got tribes and shit beefing like that, but, you know, it's a whole different approach. It's all just straightforward. Even if it's secrets and shit, it ain't, you know, secret societies and shit. It's not the same as this thing, where if you this, you know, then, like, you know, so, you know, like Martin, right? No, Chris Rock, you know, talk shit about the shot, got the shot, caught the COVID, or he got COVID, got the shot, got that shit again, and still defending that shit. You know, he ain't died from it, so I guess I don't know what the rationale is no more, but motherfuckers clowning for it. Like, nigga, cut it out. You know, why you doing this? Then it's, you know, information, people getting paid and shit and having little deals and shit based on their stance and shit. So you got all these different aspects of it. So niggas clowning for it, and I was watching this shit on YouTube. Comedians Pierre and the other dude. I don't even, nigga ain't even really been all that funny. Pierre, I guess, but they comedians, and they had a little panel, this chick, and they had a little panel and shit, and the chick was like, what do you think? Because RZA Islam was talking shit about Chris Rock, like, cut it the fuck out, nigga. And the chick, you know, explained it, and then came back to them niggas like, and the chick was like, what do you guys think? And, you know, we in an environment where, and this is a little different because it's the whole COVID thing added to it, where niggas can't really speak against it, that whole thing. Or they can, but they choose not to. Whatever the case is, you know, they threaten the whole thing. Going back to the whole thing get threatening my livelihood type shit. To the point where
we gotta talk about that too, man.
To the point where
you know that
it's about numbers, you know, it's about numbers and shit. So these niggas is all like sounding like bitches. Well, you know, everybody needs to decide what they want to do for themselves and all some gay shit. And you can't tell a man that he can't defend what he believe and all this other shit. You know. So it's beyond just the irony of, nigga, you like to, you know, you the perfect example of why we shouldn't take this vaccine. If you got it, took the vaccine, got it, got it, took the vaccine, and still got it again. Like, common sense tell me, like, I guess he ain't died from it. I guess if you don't die, then I guess that's,
A plus.
that's the only win. That's the only way you win. I got sick as fuck. I thought I was gonna die, but I ain't die. So I'm glad I took the vaccine. Like, it don't make sense, logically.
What is personal?
Especially if you telling a motherfucker who said I ain't taking that shit because, I've heard and I read that something ain't right with it. Whatever the fuck I deem is not right with it. Why you smoking, man? We're supposed to have a conversation, man. So,
Because it's my personal choice.
Oh, man.
But that's my next question.
I don't remember.
On my next topic. Personal choice. How is personal choice affected by the establishment?
Personal choices, everybody deserves to be able to choose for themselves what the fuck they want to do with their life, man.
Which would be what, like human nature? Would you call it human nature?
Yeah, like
having a personal choice.
Yeah, like we humans. Yeah. We are living beings. These words, man. Fuck, it's scary out here.
So it would make it hard. It would make it hard to even distinguish.
But when you're being manipulated, when you know who the common enemy is, it make it a little easier.
For who?
As black people, we gotta know.
For who?
As black people, we gotta know. Like, if you old enough to have lived and seen shit, to see how far shit done fell, you gotta understand, like, I get it at least. I understand why niggas is the way they are. Shit been kind of fucked up for us for the last 30, 40 fucking years. Like, they been really working on us. If you know that, then how can you speak against these same people that you understand why they are the way they are? I understand I can't have this kind of conversation with most niggas because niggas gonna shut down because they ain't trying to hear it. Some people ain't got the mental capacity to understand the conversation. Some people fucked up trauma-wise. I understand all this shit. So who the fuck am I to be understanding it? So I don't care where I am in life. Speak against what I understand. Niggas is fucked up out here. A lot of it ain't by choice.
I like that. I like that what you said, speak against what you understand.
Yeah, like,
damn, let me write that down.
Not to say niggas is retards, but just to put it in the context, like, you got a slow cousin.
Explain that, man.
I'm trying to, nigga. Fuck. So, you got a slow cousin, and you trying to have a conversation about logic with her. Like, nigga, why you doing that to her? She don't understand what you're saying. And to go to the other family members like, yeah, it was her, man. I tried to talk to her, but she just don't listen. Niggas be looking at you like, yo, she retarded. Why you doing this? But you steady trying to blame her. What the fuck ever, man? I understand niggas ain't no excuses and shit, but
what are you explaining now? What are you explaining?
It's all math, right? 1 or 2 out of every family becomes quote unquote successful. The numbers are there, nigga. We don't own shit in this motherfucker. Even if you're making money and you understand, we don't, as a whole, don't own shit. After all this time being here, after doing all the things we done did in this motherfucker, all the work we done put in. I went to fucking public school, nigga. Public school wasn't that bad. It was all lies and shit, but there was we was allowed to be people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they trying to make kids straight robots now. They trying to break kids away from their whole fucking being and shit and just do what the fuck we say and that's it. this shot and all this shit, putting metal and shit.
I would love to hear some good points out of this though.
Out of what, nigga?
That's coming out of everything that's been happening. I mean, you know, even going all the way back to the whole civil rights movement, was there good points that came out of it?
I don't know. All that shit changed and shit, nigga. It's like this shit is deep, nigga. I understand we gotta do what the fuck we gotta do, but we all gotta kind of be speaking on this kind of shit in the interim. Go to work 12 hours a day. Oh man, I'm tired. Getting home, but alright, nigga, well, you gotta put 30 minutes into this conversation we having about what we need to do, you know, before you go to bed. You know. The one GMO crop is the one speaking for everything that is fucked up on the interim, on a perimeter. They throw the poison on the ground. It kill everything. This thing happens to grow from it. And like everything around it is just like, I can't worry about them. Everybody get the same, you know.
How frustrating is it to understand, but ain't too much you can do about it? How frustrating is that?
I don't know. I don't know if I even care about that part. Being able to do nothing about it. I know shit fucked up.
You don't care nothing about it.
Yeah, I don't. Personally, my responsibility in that. I think talking about it is like living it in my capacity is, you know, nigga, I struggle, nigga. I'm fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So talking about it, does that help you?
does it help me?
Yeah.
I feel like I have a responsibility to talk about it. Like,
I know you done said that a lot too. You've been saying that since I damn met you. Honestly,
like okay, like this. I'm gonna just fucking say it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of felt like this for a while, but the whole thing is designed to take our eye off the ball. Working, fucking, you know, all this busy shit, all this shit, and
how
human, like you said, human nature is human nature to want to be able to relax.
How does that?
It's human nature to want to fucking relax at some point. I'm doing all this and running around. I be watching old movies and shit. There wasn't a time when everybody had to fucking zoom around and shit. You know, niggas had horses and shit. Like, we are capable of doing it, but how we know that that's how we supposed to do?
As far as
ants, nigga. Ants is fucking, you step...
Nigga,
I'm talking. So, you step on an ant pile, nigga, they be around that motherfucker, and their only objective is to find another motherfucker. Like, who say we supposed to be programmed like ants and shit, nigga? Like, so... You know, they come up with all these distractions to take our eye off of what we really supposed to be. The fact that ain't nobody really fighting for us at this point, it's not a coincidence, nigga. It's not like, you know, like Malcolm X wasn't that long ago, nigga. People that stood up and was like, fuck these niggas, we ain't doing it. If you do it, you a fool. These niggas only talk about, well, everybody got a right to speak how they... And these be the niggas they put on TV and shit. Everybody got a right to speak, you know, do what they feel is right. I understand they say it got poison and it's killing a lot of people and stuff, but would I give it to my child? I don't know if I had to, but, you know, everybody got a right to... Like, what the fuck, nigga? What kind of person, what kind of man are you, man? You can't even say what you want to say, nigga? Because you're scared of losing your thing? When you know that a big part of you keeping your thing is they telling you straight up, look here, don't be talking politics and what niggas need to be doing to make the whole situation for niggas better. Don't be talking about that kind of shit. All right? And we'll pay you great. We'll pay you great. Just don't be talking about that kind of shit. and everything will be fine. All them niggas get that talk. By the same people. Why would they give him that talk? Don't be spending your time trying to go back to the hood and help the situation out and build community centers for kids to have fun and learn some shit and blah, 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 blah. Don't be doing that. We gonna get some goddamn Versace or some, whatever. What is it? Dior and shit. Niggas got space boots on and shit now, nigga.
That was black. Dior, man.
Niggas got skinny pants on and space boots and shit on. Fuck them, I don't care. I said that shit. Niggas look crazy. Old niggas wearing tights on and like fucking Peter Pan and shit. Space boots and shit. And ain't nobody talking about shit. Niggas is doing shit behind the scenes, man, but what good is that gonna do? I don't understand. Is it so fucked up that niggas have to do things behind the scenes? They can't speak on it? Like, niggas is still Booker T. Washington and shit? We can't speak on it. We doing the work behind the scenes.
Go back to the...
If that is the case, is that good or bad? No one like the numbers and shit.
Man, you saying a whole lot. You saying a whole lot at one time to fuck it down. Try to...
Is it good that
fucking register, man?
Niggas can't speak the truth? If, like, cause that COVID thing is mean, nigga. Like, that's kind of showing, nigga. Like your boy Kwame say, y'all get along shit. Black male society, nigga. That shit is real, nigga. Like, niggas can't even say whether or not something that ain't out. Like, niggas ain't dying in mass, nigga. Niggas ain't dying just... You walk in a fucking house and everybody in the house just dead from the COVID. That shit ain't happened once. So, how bad is it really? I know people that got it, supposedly. And,
I ain't trying to laugh, man.
And I feel bad for them and shit.
Listening to you,
know,
man.
But niggas get sick. You know what I'm saying? I ain't caught the motherfucker. And I can catch it tomorrow. It's like, that ain't even the point, whether I catch the motherfucker or not.
And honestly, man, I be trying to damn make shit be as good as possible, man. But
say what?
I be trying to make shit,
What?
Sound, trying to integrate things to be that it's not that bad. I be trying to, or
you said I be ranting too hard.
No, I didn't say that. I said what I be trying to do. But what I'm saying is, I had to give you your props on how you feel about the situation because it makes sense, man. It just
yeah.
I have to give you props on it, man. It makes sense.
This is what I was gonna say. This is what I was gonna say.
Amazing me, like, damn, this shit makes sense.
Like, with that whole distraction thing, the whole game of making motherfuckers too busy to be able to sit and think of shit.
That part. How?
Like, we have to make it our responsibility. And this is me as a lowlife, right? As the lowlife that I've become, right? So, the value in having time to concentrate on what is important. Like, months, nigga, being able to try to figure out what's going on and shit. To decide what's important. Like, if you go to church, nigga, and I ain't judging nobody. Who the fuck am I to judge? But, like, our intentions and shit.
Who's our?
Saying a man without...
Who's our?
A man without purpose is always going to seek out distractions to get fulfillment. You know what I'm saying?
A man without purpose is always going to seek out distraction
to gain fulfillment. If you ain't got no understanding of what you here for and shit, or at least the hunger to find out what you're here for.
Seek out distraction.
And you just around, just like, fuck it. Since shit is bleak and shit is hopeless, I ain't shit. I'ma just get little enjoyment out of life. Whatever little enjoyment I can get.
Why it gotta be a distraction though?
What?
Why would you say a person is to seek out distraction?
To take away from the whole,
The what? The boredom?
yeah.
Boredom?
Yeah, like if you're a thinking person and you just dull your mind and shit. Yeah, that's what it
But
look like.
I mean, can a thinking person also? Okay, a thinking person is going to think of something to do. So that thinking person is thinking of finding distraction.
How many thinking people you think work jobs and shit, and they got a dull their mind to just do their job, get through it, get their check, and go, you know.
Oh, I'm sure it's a lot.
Right. So that's I've lived it. You know what I'm saying? Where you know you selling yourself short. You know there gotta be more of a purpose in life, something you could be spending your time better with. But I got bills, so I gotta just do this shit, and that's what it's gonna be. So all this, you know, ambition and fucking these ideas I'll be getting to do something more and all that. Fuck all that. I gotta put that shit aside. I gotta get this money so I can do what I gotta do when I get out this motherfucker. Like, that whole opting out, like, niggas don't have the option to opt out of this whole soul sucking shit they got going on. Corporations and shit. You know, working at these places, Walmart and all some bullshit. Well, it don't mean shit ultimately, but it's something you gotta do for a check. You know what I'm saying? So
This shit is fucking too real, man.
So, like, you know, going back to that whole taking time to think about shit and be able to come up with something that means more, and hopefully you can make a living from it. That's the whole being able to opt out. You can't opt out of this whole fucking having to be a part of the system to live.
How they play with the numbers?
I mean, you can, but you gotta learn that shit early, man. Like,
Cause you was talking about the numbers.
cause a lot of what?
You was talking about the numbers.
Yeah, niggas
One
don't own
time.
shit.
Right. So that does that.
As
plays,
far as this thing
to
goes.
me, that plays in with the numbers because there's a substantial amount of people going through the things that you're talking.
If niggas own more of it, I wouldn't have an argument. If niggas actually own some of this shit, I wouldn't have shit to say. It's all based on the fact that we don't own shit. We all just puppets in front of the motherfuckers who own the shit. We get played on a regular basis, and that just becomes life. So, to whatever level, we gotta play ourselves on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying?
You said play yourself on a daily basis.
We didn't choose this shit. Like, yeah, you gotta play yourself to some degree every day. As a man, as a black man in America. White people are going through similar shit, but they can never compare to ours. Because we don't own none of it. We don't own shit. They make it a point. They make it a point to, you know what I'm saying?
Play yourself. Damn.
How can it be a situation where artists make like 15% of their music? Can't own their own music. The people that do own it fight tooth and nail to own their music. I understand you putting the money up to do it.
It's funny you said that because bro was talking about that yesterday.
It's funny you put the money up, but you mean you have no ownership in it? Just like being an employee at a company. I could work here 30 years and I own none of this motherfucker. You just gave me a check. It's so normalized that people that's just what it is. But when it first happened, people called it out for what it was. Wage slave, nigga. You still a slave. Because you don't own none of that shit.
What about shares?
You have to buy into it. That's not a part of what being an employee is. You go to work every day and punch a clock. You know, they will value you more if you actually own the shit. There's companies that actually do that.
What? Shareholders.
Yeah, people become, to whatever degree, owners of the company. You know, upon hiring or whatever the case is.
Right.
You know, so you actually got a stake in the company. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? The approach is a whole different. It's a whole different way of doing it. I'm just saying.
No. You saying some good shit. That you're right. A lot of companies don't do that.
No companies do that.
Nah, some do. I've been in that situation.
Very few.
Very few. That's when you right.
What?
Very few.
You own shares in a stock upon just automatically? I don't know no companies that do that.
Nah.
You know.
Cause when I left my job, when I left that job,
and that's
I had
not
been
something
working for 10 years.
You know,
I ended up. I mean, even though they started it late, because they didn't start it until I had already been there 7 years, six years before they even started it.
Started what?
The shareholding.
What, buying stock?
Timeshare. For how long you're there. It was called timeshare. So when I left the company, I had 4 years of timeshare, and I cashed them in and ended up with $5,000.
So you had some stock.
Timeshare. A lot of companies don't do that. You're right, because like I said, I was there 6 years before they even started doing it. Another company came in and kind of bought into the company, and they offered us timeshare.
Oh, what were we talking about?
That's what we was talking about. Not owning shit, but you know,
yeah,
not
man,
getting nothing out of a company after being there for 30 years. And you basically getting the money back that you done paid into it. So really, you ain't got nothing out of it. You got what was owed to you.
And a lot of these dudes.
So timeshares is a damn. That's what needs to be more implemented in the system.
Like Sam Cooke, right?
For every company.
The whole thing is we got examples of people who figured that whole thing out. Like, what the fuck? Nah, we ain't doing that. And they flipped it.
Every major company, anyway.
So, you know what I'm saying? We got people.
Yeah.
So we see where it could be. We was talking about human nature and shit.
Shit, how about if everything was on the stock market?
In the 70s and shit, niggas had this shit together, man. 80s. It was turning. 90s and shit. We got too many examples of why niggas ain't got no right to be. And I understand, if you doing something and you got a bunch of niggas who ain't trying to do it, like, fuck, I know that shit gotta be frustrating as fuck, nigga. You got shit to offer. To be the few crops that came out that motherfucker intact. It would be hard to deal with all the GMO fallout. Oh man.
If it was the GMO fallout.
Of course it would. Just like the rats in them, man. When they put the rats in that motherfucker, man, and they did the experiment. You know, rats ain't dummies. Rats will figure some shit out. And they came up with a whole system, nigga, where it was only a few alphas running everything. And everything else just fell to the wayside, nigga. How you know, I would have liked to interview them rats, nigga, after like the third cycle, nigga, to see how they spoke and shit as humans and shit. How would the third generation rat that been stuck in the middle, not being able to run shit, can't eat no food, all you get is little scraps of shit every once in a while. And you in a situation where if you go to the alphas or try to go into the city without, like prison, nigga, where the alphas is at, they gonna fuck you up and kick your ass back down to where you was at. If you try to go, you know, like what do you do, nigga? I wanna do that interview. Like so how's things here in this, you know, in this little situation you in right now? Man, it's all fucked up out here. How would that interview go, nigga? All the female rats is pretty much concubine and shit and baby, you know, they making babies. Like these rats done figured it out, nigga. You know. Let me interview one of them female rats. She got. So man, how are things here down in them? You know what I'm saying? Well, just do what I gotta do. You know. My pimp treat me good for the most part. He keep all the crazy motherfuckers off me. What you talking about?
You talking about rats?
Yeah, man. Like,
and yeah, you talking about rats? And
like
how,
I was
how that conversation would go.
I was at the hospital yesterday, right? You know, I had to take my pops and and I'm just sitting and observing this shit. And there's all these black nurses and like, you know, girls, women behind their phones and shit, doing whatever. And Charleston is, you know, it's Geechee, so the accent's so strong. And to hear these women with born and raised in Charleston, Geechee as fuck, have to speak like proper and shit, and have to dumb their culture down to just do business with these white people, man. You know, all the doctors and shit white, all the, you know, you see the cars in the garage and shit, and you know who the fuck is who. You know, when a motherfucker walking down, you can tell the doctor from the nurses and shit. And there's a few white nurses in there, but for the most part, it's black girls. A couple white dudes and shit. Blah, blah, blah. They're doing different jobs. They all got scrubs on, but they doing different jobs and shit. Motherfucker coming through, picking up trash and shit, still got scrubs on and shit. So you can see, you know, it's not all nurses and shit, but just people that work at the hospital and shit, got the uniform and shit on. Scrubs, all of them wear scrubs.
Yeah.
And most of them black. And I don't know, man. That shit just bother me, man. Like, I don't trust the motherfuckers in the first place. Because it's a business. I don't know how bad, you know, and you have to at some point just let it go. But this is how I think. You know, I want to be back there when he doing all these tests and shit so I can watch these motherfuckers, but you can't. You just gotta be like, man, I hope they, you know, I don't know how you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole thing, man. It's like, if it was just people just trying to be people, things would be fine. But they want our fucking destruction, nigga. From the top to the bottom. We can't just go to the school with them and learn like they learn. Anybody who been through that environment will say it. Like, yeah, it's racist as fuck. I just had to deal with it.
Even the ones who doing good?
Even the ones who what? What?
That's doing good for themselves.
If you can find some niggas who say, I've never had issues, been through white establishments their whole life, and can say they never dealt with it, you can't find nobody. Come on, man. Cut it the fuck out. You never had an issue with white people? Oh, altercation? Nigga, no nigga shit.
At a workplace?
Ever, nigga, in your life.
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
Lord, calm down, bro. I'm asking a question.
I'm just saying, like, it's just a part of life, nigga.
Damn.
It's just a part of life, man. And it's just...
Ill ass dude, man.
It's just a part of life, man. And
Okay, I understand that. I understand.
niggas act like they forgot.
I ain't forgot. I asked you a question on in the workplace. What are you talking about? Well, yeah, I have. Man,
If
are they
niggas-
all like that?
if
That's
niggas-
a question I can't.
I think it always boils down to niggas don't own shit. It's not natural for us to be the, population
Even
we are.
when,
We
even
should
when you
have
have,
something
it
substantial.
still, even when you have, it still didn't go right.
Have what?
When you did own shit, it didn't go.
Didn't go right.
You're right.
What you mean, they blew our shit up? They
Yeah.
took it for themselves?
Yeah.
I guess that is it. Didn't go right. I guess that dude kind of...
I mean, cause rather radical, or
I would love...
well, let's say rather aggressive, or the sensitive. This shit just didn't go right. You look at it, you say Malcolm was damn the aggressive. Look what happened to him. Martin was the sensitive. Look what happened to him. That shit is either way it go. How we bring it is. That's what it looked like. That's definitely what it is. I can't even say what it looked like. It's what it is.
You think
And
black...
the shit still happens today. Nipsey Hussle.
You think black women will wear the wigs like they do if white culture wasn't a thing in black culture? If white culture wasn't in the picture and it was just us, you think black women would wear wigs like they do now?
Man, you answer that question.
I'm asking you, nigga.
I don't
asked
even want
you.
to answer the damn question, man.
Man, you scared
I
as
don't know
hell.
what the hell. You want to wear a wig? I don't know.
I'm just saying the dynamic, man. That, like, we talking about human nature and shit. Like, a lot of the shit that we do ain't because we necessarily want to do it. It's because...
Cause they have their reasons.
Who?
Black women.
But we gotta remember that was you alive in the 80s and 90s and shit?
What you mean? Yeah, I was alive.
So, was it a thing?
Not really wigs. I was young, man. I was real
Was young girls wearing wigs? Was
Shit.
girls your age wearing wigs?
No, hell no. I was in the 80s. I was but damn 10.
Like, I'm asking you,
10.
throughout your life, nigga.
I know young girls. I mean, older women, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I was young. My mama didn't wear no wigs. She straightened her own hair and fixed her own hair. I mean, she went to the woman every now and then. They did perms. You know, like I said, they got their reasons.
Who got what?
Black women have their reasons for.
No, the point is that just like with the eyelash shit, that shit just so nuts, man. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is that about?
Adornment, decoration.
Yeah, that's what it start off as. But then it become a crutch,
A crutch.
don't it? Ain't it?
How was that?
Like, I ain't going there, nigga. He trying to bait me and shit.
I ain't trying to bait you. You made a statement. I asked a question. I'm just, how's that?
I just remember when black girls wore their hair short, long, braids, extensions, whatever the case is. To the point now where I'm sure when they have the conversation amongst themselves, they ain't trying to have a conversation out loud, obviously, because it's not something to be really proud of.
Shit, they do have a conversation. They for it in a clown way. They clowning for it. It's like you say, you understand it. How hard is it to understand and still,
Nigga, I've dealt with women who wear wigs and shit and clown them on the low, and they admit it. They ain't gonna enjoy admitting it, but if you make them laugh and shit and it's a joke and it's funny, they gonna fucking admit it, nigga. It ain't as personal, sensitive as it's presented as. They fucking get it. It ain't a whole lot to it. If you
what?
if it become a crutch, man, it is what the fuck it is.
If it become a crutch.
Yeah. Like who you proving it to? Who you trying to prove something to? When a wig is new and look how it's supposed to look, it looks a certain way. Once you wear it a bunch of times and it look a certain way, then hey man, just edit all this out. Who the fuck am I? Yeah, don't put this out, man. I ain't trying to get killed.
Man, what hour 14 is?
It's the same thing with the bald head and shit, man. Like, I don't like how that shit looks, so who the fuck am I? You know? So yeah, edit that part out. Please, for real. For real, man.
What album 15 in? You good?
Yeah, so. Did you get something from it?
Oh yeah.